1 o'clock kickoff. I think it's on Fox because it's an NBC or it's a NFC game. Rams versus Eagles. We got the Rams coming in 3.5-point underdog to Philadelphia. The Rams are going to walk into the Link and beat the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday, Grant. That is what's going to happen.
Well, the Rams played the Eagles better than anybody in the playoffs last year. And I'm going to be honest, I am with you. I think the Rams will beat them. I understand that I've been accused of being an Eagles hater, and I was slower to come around on them. And I do still have problems with the Eagles. And the Eagles really test me because there's so many things they don't do well, yet all they do is win games. So one of my personal mottos in life is it's never the right time to do the wrong thing. So I look at Jalen Hurts refusing to throw the ball. I look at the offensive schemes. I look at all these things, and they still win games. So they're messing with me. They're messing with my psychology because I can't figure them out. I do still think the Rams are a better team than them, and I'm with you. I think they will go into Philadelphia and they will beat them on 1 o'clock NBC, whatever, Fox, whatever you said, the 1 o'clock Sunday. I think the Rams get it done.
Sunday, 1 o'clock on Fox because it's an NFC game. That was a tongue twister. Yeah. I think the tush push should be banned. I'm starting to get behind the tush push being banned. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm over it. And this is the thing. So it has nothing to do. Whenever the Eagles players say the league is mad that we do it better than everybody and they can try it too, they are absolutely right. If that is the angle, then it should not be banned because they are correct. You shouldn't ban something because we can do it well and nobody else can. That's not where the issue lies. The issue lies in a couple areas. Number one, it's inherently unfair. Per the NFL rules, the offense can push the offense. The defense cannot push the defense. So it's an unfair playing field. Number one, that right there, that is grounds to ban it because one side can do something the other can't. How's that even fair? The other thing is the Eagles commit penalties on every single play. Every single one of them. It's a false start. They're lining up over the center. They're not uncovered. There's something wrong every single time they run this play. And if you need an example of that, go watch against the Chiefs. So the first time they do the tush push by the goal line, it's a touchdown. They don't call it one. They say, no, it's 4th down. So the Eagles line back up. They false start. They do not get across the goal line, and the refs say that's a touchdown. So they've already missed 3 calls on 2 plays there. Then there's one somewhere in the middle of the field where I think it's Chris Jones literally punches the ball before it snapped. The center still got his hand on the ball. Chris Jones punches it. Jalen Hurts picks it up, dives across for a 1st down, and they don't call an offsides. And the whole time the center's uncovered. There's a false start. The referees came out and said, yeah, we should have thrown the flag here because this was a false start on the tush push. They can't officiate it. It's a broken play. It's an unfair play because the offense can do something the defense can't. It has nothing to do with Philadelphia being better at it than everybody. It's a dumb play, and it should be out of the game of football.
Yeah, I think it's the biggest reason I think it should be banned is the fact that it's hard to police. Like the referees cannot really call it fair. It's hard. Like I know the false start looks clear when you break it down by on video, but from a naked eye, when you're like really zoned in on a play where just you got a bunch of masses of men on top of each other, it's really hard to call. I think it's unfair in the sense of like if you're gonna keep the tush push, you need to have a much quicker whistle. As soon as that forward momentum is stopped, we can't allow the offense just continue to push and push because a lot of times, at least on Sunday, the Chiefs did stop the initial push and then it just, they just lean on Jalen Hurts and he gets over the line of scrimmage. So I think they need to really change how they run it. Like quarterback sneaks are obviously fine. Maybe you can't have this many people in the backfield, X amount of people in the backfield when you're doing a quarterback sneak, just because it's unfair. It's unfair, don't get me wrong. The Eagles are better at it than everybody else, but it just takes away an aspect of the game. Like I want to see 3rd and 1. I want to see a team have to run the football to get across the line of scrimmage and get a 1st down. It makes the game more exciting. Now we get a tush push. They could be set 3rd and 3. You can run it twice and get it. They're the only team where you can run a quarterback sneak that's like more than a yard and consistently pick it up. So it's just annoying at this point. And Eagles fans are like, oh, we can do it better than everybody else, blah, blah, blah. I don't like that.
No, and again, they are right, but that's not what's unfair about it. Also, let's not act like professional sports leagues NBA, MLB included in this. The NBA added the 3-point line. They got rid of defensive 3 seconds. They got rid of hand checking. And the MLB, they added the pitch clock. They banned the shift. They do things to make the game more watchable and more exciting. Sometimes it has nothing to do with competitive integrity. It's what is good for the interest of the fans at home, what's good for the nature of the game. And the Eagles, they start in 1st and 8 basically every single possession, because if they get to 3rd and 2, you said 3rd and 3, and they could do that, but 3rd and 2, it's a guarantee. If they just run two tush pushes, 3rd down, 4th down, it's a 1st down every single time. So
go ahead.
No, that's all I got. Go ahead.
I'd be like Jalen Hurts. Like you're getting crunched every single time you run that play too. Like I don't. You're putting your franchise quarterback in a situation that's not safe. Like multiple times a game.
That's something that I've said, and you can see it reflected in now. Jalen's still a young guy. He's like 26, 27 years old, but he's so much less nimble than he was when he entered the NFL. So these hits they're weighing down on him, and give it another 5 years, like he might be relatively immobile.
Yeah, no, definitely. But looking at this game, we both think the Rams are going to come in and win outright. I think this is a really bad matchup stylistically for the Philadelphia Eagles. You saw what happened in week 1 against the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys threw all over them. That was a game that Dallas could have won and had multiple opportunities to win, pending CeeDee Lamb held on to a few more passes. They probably do end up winning that game. We go to week 2 now. The narrative has changed around the Philadelphia Eagles. You have a team that beats the Kansas City Chiefs with literally no vertical threats down the field. Just because they beat a Patrick Mahomes with a wounded football team means they're back. Like I look at the Eagles offense. They still don't look good. They didn't look good against Chiefs defense. They should have looked better against the Chiefs defense. As far as offensively moving the ball, or the Chiefs offense moving the ball against the Eagles defense, Chiefs had no chance to move the football because you don't have Xavier Worthy in there. You don't have any speed at all. And when you don't have speed, you can't win in the NFL. So I think this is just going to be a much different matchup for them. I think the Rams are going to have a lot of success. I think we're going to see an Eagles defense that looks closer to the week 1 defense against the Dallas Cowboys. I also think we're going to see the Eagles offense struggle because we haven't seen them take off yet. Obviously, there's a lack of connection right now between Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, and Jalen Hurts. And if you go back to the playoff game last year, Saquon Barkley had 205 rushing yards, but A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith barely caught passes. Again, they didn't need to. It was in the snow. They were running the football. But that ultimately cost them down the stretch when Matthew Stafford was lighting them up and had a chance to win the game in the 4th quarter.
So I got a little parlay here for you. 3 legs plus 445 odds. So you bet $1, you win $4.45, and multiply that out by however many dollars you want to bet. So Rams plus 3.5. I do think they're going to win, but let's be safe here. Let's take the 3.5. Let's take the real spread just so we can get covered in a field goal loss. But if I'm looking at this game, Stafford has been excellent. He's actually the top-ranked, most efficient passer in the NFL right now, while Jalen Hurts is down there at the bottom. He's got the most time to throw, yet he's averaging the lowest depth of target. His depth of target is something like 3-4 yards. He's not pushing the ball down the field. And that worked last year when you had the historic defense and when Saquon Barkley was rushing for 2,000 yards. But the moment you run into a team that's actually going to put up a fight, and I get it, they just beat the Chiefs, but this is not the same Chiefs as years past. I think this Chiefs team's going like 10-7, something like that. When you run into a Rams team that is playing really good, their defense has been outstanding. They can get after the quarterback. They can throw the football. They can run it effectively. They've got 2 excellent outside receivers. When you've got a team facing all that, you have to throw the football. You have to take some chances. And Jalen, basically, the only time he's throwing the football down the field is if it's one-on-one with a 0 blitz, absolutely no chance of help over the top, and he's throwing a jump ball up to the side to Devontae Smith or A.J. Brown. A.J. has been terrible to start this year. A lot of Eagles fans are saying that he's got an injury. I hope he does, because the way he's been playing, he looks awful. The passing concepts, the play calling, it's been atrocious so far for the Eagles. This is where they get outcoached by the Rams. They get outplayed by a better team. They get outcoached by Sean McVay. They get outplayed by a better team. I'm going to take Hurts under 190.5 passing yards, kind of like I was just talking about there. The Eagles' passing concepts, if you watch the all 22, they make no sense. Nobody is getting open. I'll blame Jalen. I will give blame to Jalen for a lot of decisions he's making, but I'm not going to act as if his coaches are just scheming players open. They're not doing a good job of that. AJ's not playing well, and the Rams can bring pressure, and they've allowed something like 170 passing yards per game so far. They played Cam Ward, who's a rookie, but he's going to sling the football. They played CJ Stroud, held them both under 185 yards, something like that. And then the final leg, Kieran Williams, anytime touchdown, got 18 carries and 17 carries in the 2 games so far this season. 12 touchdowns 2 years ago, 14 touchdowns last year. Anytime they get near the goal line, they're giving him opportunities. So that's my 3-leg parlay.
I like it. I don't love it because I'm going to be on Jalen Hurts over 190.5 passing yards in this football game. And here's my reasoning for it. When you look at what happened in the playoff game, Saquon Barkley destroyed the Los Angeles Rams. If I am Sean McVay, I am coming, seeing how bad the Eagles passing game has been so far this season. I'm coming in this game, I'm loading up the box, and I'm saying they are not gaining a single yard on the ground in this football game. We are going to shut down Saquon Barkley. Nobody is beating us in this game that's named Saquon Barkley. If we're going to get beat, it's going to be because Jalen Hurts is throwing the football down the field. So I think schematically, we're going to see the Rams defense going crazy to shut down the run. If they do that, it's going to force Jalen Hurts to have to throw the ball in this game. A.J. Brown, whether he's hurt or not, he hasn't looked good. But at the same time, too, you look at just overall, it's hard for a guy like A.J. Brown to just make catches on 3rd and long. Like, you got to get these guys in rhythm. You got to get them catching the football early. You got to get them, feeling a little bit of getting in a groove. Same thing with Devontae Smith. They haven't been able to do that. It's just been, okay, 3rd down, we're going to throw the football now. So I think they got to come out throwing early in downs. I think they have to lean on the passing game this week just because Saquon Barkley, if I'm the Rams, I'm not letting him run for 205 yards again. Like that simply can't happen. So I would go over 190.5 passing yards there for Jalen Hurts. I also really like an A.J. Brown touchdown this week. Same kind of concept, being around the goal line. You want to get to your big body. He is a jump ball guy. We look at last year when he was struggling early in the season. That was a spot where, I think his first touchdown catch was one of his first big games of the season. Get him going around the goal line, especially if the Rams load the box and have trouble shutting down a guy or try to shut down a guy like Saquon Barkley. So I would go with an anytime touchdown there. And then for a receiving prop, I'd go Puka Nacua over 82.5 receiving yards. I just ultimately think the Rams are going to be able to throw the ball on the Eagles. Eagles were allowing too much vertical threats down the field against the Dallas Cowboys. I still think they have holes in the secondary. I don't think Jalen Carter makes that much of a difference from a pass rush perspective. I think the Chiefs would have had a lot more success throwing the football if they had Xavier Worthy in there last week. So I think the Rams passing game is going to be just fine here. 82.5 for Puka. I will take Jalen Hurts over 190.5, and I'll take an A.J. Brown touchdown.
Yeah, we're split on the Jalen Hurts one, but I'll be honest, I get the logic with what you're saying, and I do like your other 2 props as well. Puka, this guy's just like inevitable. He's like a superhero. I mean, in the opener, 10 catches for 130 yards against the Titans. Only 8 catches for 91 yards, but then he scores a 45-yard jet sweep touchdown. So 45 yards on the ground. Like this dude is awesome.